shadow knows my story. Welcome to Chatter Machine.
Welcome.
I'm Kat.
And I'm Adam.
If you're tuning in for the first time, we are relatively new wrestling fans, and we primarily talk about AEW and Ring of Honor, now with more CMLL, because we are subscribed.
Woo.
And usually a bit of indie wrestling too, especially local indies. Let's get right into it with this week's Dynamite, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we were in Austin, Texas, and we opened up with Kenny Omega versus Rocky Romero, which I thought was a very strange combo.
Yeah, it's a funny, yeah.
I mean, I get it, like we're doing a Kenny versus the DCF angle,
Yeah,
but it was just like, wow, Rocky, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky's good, but it also, like, the fact that he is largely in, like, Tailgate Brawl or the pre-show or Ring of Honor, and we haven't seen him that much on Dynamite.
Right.
It just feels a little like...
And to be up against Kenny Omega. I mean, I realized partway through this match, I was like, well, look, how many people in the DCF are there to be squashed?
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe Don is, maybe Rocky happens to be the guy to take Kenny out for good.
Oh, God. Anyway, we got Jesus in the crowd. Yeah. I know we've seen Jesus before in the crowd. I don't know what his deal is. He had some good signs during the show. Of course, he kept holding up a busted open sign, and I'm like, okay.
I don't even know what that's a reference to.
It's a podcast that we don't want to listen to. I do like his kind of Buddy Christ vibe.
Yeah,
anyway, so
coded.
Yeah. So we do see a bit of him throughout. We also have Taz back, and he was back last week too, but I'm going to say a few times over the course of this episode, like how much I'm delighted to have him back and how much he was really missed at the commentary table. The number of ridiculous heel commentator things he just busts out with that nobody was doing that while he was gone.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important. Regarding Rocky Romero, he was saying, oh, he knows every shortcut in the book and he's shady like the rest of the Don Callis family. And that's why he loves him. It's
right.
It's like, okay, Taz.
Heel appreciation.
Right. And so, of course, then we get this moment pretty quickly where Rocky is just vamping for the camera.
Yeah.
And Kenny comes at him with the V trigger, like the most obvious thing.
Yeah.
And Tony Schiavone goes, wow, that was an unforced error. Okay.
Good observation.
And then, and then he comes out wearing this high-vis yellow matching sneakers and tie outfit. He announces that Kenny is tied at the top of the heap with the other three top contenders. He names Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, and Andrade El Idolo. Okay. Then he says 2 of the top contenders will go on to Grand Slam Australia, and the winner will get a title shot at Revolution versus MJF. Swerve and Andrade tonight, then whoever wins faces Kenny this coming week on Dynamite. Now, we watched this a couple times. I fully misunderstood this the first time around, and I thought he was saying that they were going to have a 4-way match in Australia.
I think I thought that too.
And I think watching it again, I still don't think it was explained very clearly. Suffice it to say, when it came to Swerve versus Andrade at the main event, I did not understand the stakes of this at all.
Right.
Anyway, we'll get back to that. But so Hangman comes out to interrupt. And he says, he lost his chance at the championship first because of Hook, boo, and then because of a kick to the balls from MJF. Okay, so these things that are clearly unfair. And then announces that Kenny will not be the next champion, and neither will any of the others, because the next champion will be Hangman Adam Page. Okay,
of course.
Sure. It feels like Hangman got a bye here. I don't really understand what happened.
Yeah. It feels a little, either they're not telling us everything or they're just sort of hoping that,
Yeah, I honestly got so distracted when Tony Schiavone said that Swerve versus Andrade would be the main event because there's a fucking women's world championship match.
Right. Yeah.
So I was so seeing red, what do you mean they're the main event?
Right.
What do you mean?
Right.
And I still don't think Look, Swerve versus Andrade was an amazing match, and it turned out it had much higher stakes than I understood.
Right.
However, If there's a singles world championship match, that should be the main event.
You would think. And it wasn't the only women's match. I just remembered the tag championship match. But wait, was that on Collision?
No, we had the women's, we had the TNT, we had Briscoe versus Clon, then we had the men's world tag team championship match.
Right, so it was the only women's match that night.
Correct. It was the only women's match all night. It was the world championship, and it wasn't the main event. So at this point, I'm not really understanding what's going on. I'm just fully, breathing smoke. I'm just like, what the fuck? I skeeted. I was like, we came in a little late too. Like, I think I got home late that day, and like we were watching late. But so I'm like coming in hot, 45 minutes late, being like, what the fuck? Anyway. So I understand now. I was thinking about this. So like, if Hangman got a bye, it's kind of like, okay, why? Mm-hmm. It would have made more sense in terms of match mechanics or like the logistics of competing for these top spots, to have the women main event, and then you have the 4 top guys that you just named battle it out in 2 separate matches for the 2 top spots on this upcoming Dynamite. The problem with that is that then you have combinations that AEW doesn't want to show us yet. Like, you'd have either Hangman versus Swerve, or Kenny versus Swerve. Mm-hmm. Because of whatever's going on in the story, they don't want to do that right now.
Yeah,
which I get, part of it, but like, this was so clumsy how they did it.
It was confusing. Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly still confused. I'm like, they could turn around next week and say, and so Hangman also has to earn his spot, and I'd just be like, okay, because it wasn't.
Well, they kind of do that, right? We'll get to that too. I'm quite confused about what they're doing. Yeah. But the plot thickens, right? Anyway, back to this moment. Swerve then comes out to his an abridged version of his theme, which, good for them. And he says, I don't care who I have to stomp out, who I have to ravage.
Looking directly at
Hangman. And I'm just like, ravage?
I think everybody was. Well, almost everybody.
Ravage? Sir. And then who do I have to go through to get what I want? He points out he's been undefeated since his return. And then, so he starts getting on the mic with Kenny and Swerve are promoing at each other. And when Kenny is back on the mic talking to Swerve, they get this shot of them close up, them with Hangman framed right in between them. Just art.
It's beautiful.
Showing Hangman is torn between like his chemical romance with Swerve and then his erstwhile best friend. And the best thing happens then. Don Callis comes out to interrupt.
It was kind of perfect.
Yeah, he's really doing a great job at attracting unpredictably high amounts of heat.
Yeah.
By interrupting stuff we want to see.
Yep.
So he comes out to hype up Andrade. He says he'll pin Swerve tonight. And then he says Daddy's here to tell Kenny that Andrade will be coming for him next. Okay. Revenge, of course, like the universe's revenge, is now served because his dental work falls out in the middle of his sentence.
Oh, poor Don Callis.
And we're like, what's happening?
I had a moment there where I was just, I was like, not wanting.
Is he eating?
Yeah, I was like, what is he eating? It was like, that's not just the normal gum wrestlers have. What?
Right. And he, like, to his credit, he is a consummate professional. He covers it up with the mic so you can't see what's happening. I don't know if any of the guys in the ring could tell what was happening, but I would have loved it if Hangman was just like, was that your dentures, Don? But yeah, we don't body shame, but Don Callis having his bridge or whatever fall out was very funny. Anyway, my feeling on this, and we can talk about this more because some of the stories continue to develop through Collision, but I kind of feel like if Kenny doesn't win the top spot here, MJF is going to retain at Revolution, which I don't really like to think about, but I do kind of think that Kenny will get the top spot and that Kenny will get the belt.
I think that makes sense. I mean, they might surprise us, but I feel like you've mentioned this before, going into the Canadian shows later on as a champion would be a pretty fun, strong thing for him to do.
Yeah, I think I've definitely heard people say, oh, Kenny will get it at Dynasty because that's in Canada.
Right.
But they're going to be in Winnipeg, Kenny's hometown, before Dynasty. So don't you want to come in as the champ?
Yeah.
I think, especially if you don't know how much longer you're going to be having this singles career, I think they're going to pull the trigger personally.
I feel like we've seen something like that, maybe in rewatching old stuff. I don't know, but like something about, you know, a homecoming, like I'm coming back with the belt, you know, like, I don't know. Yeah. There's something nice about that.
Yeah. Anyway, at this point, I'm still like really seeing red. I'm just like, how is the Women's World Championship not the main event? I still think it's fucked up. I kind of wish the stakes had been made a little clearer. Maybe I'm just confused and everybody else thinks it was totally clear. I don't know. What it also told me here was that probably we're not having a title change in the Women's World Championship.
Right.
That as much as I love Thekla, as I said last week, I'd like to see the feud with Stat and Thekla develop and simmer a little longer. Yeah. So I'm fine. I'm going into this fine with that idea.
Yeah.
Is there anything you wanted to say about that before we move on to the Cosmic Babes of Wrath promo?
Nope. I also just found that all a little bit confusing, but I'm just gonna ride with it. You know, it'll unfold.
Yeah. I mean, what choice have we got?
Well, yeah, there's that.
There's always that. And I don't like to complain too much. Again, this comes up multiple times, so we'll talk about it. So anyway, we have the Cosmic Babes of Wrath doing a little promo. Harley informs Thekla that she'll be suffering toxic shock syndrome tonight, and I had to explain to Adam what that was. So apparently Kris Statlander is going to make Thekla wear a tampon too long.
It's an interesting phrase that like, yeah, if you don't know, it just sounds cool.
Right. And then Kris calls out Thekla for doing the like live long and prosper joke at her. And then says, tonight live short and die.
That was perfect.
I really enjoyed.
That was great.
Willow takes aim at the Sisters of Sin, and she states that the Babes of Wrath will give them a title shot at Collision on the condition that they do not interfere with the women's title match.
Yeah, and I liked that too. That was a good little bargain to offer.
I think so. I mean, I'm ready to see those tag titles get defended more and potentially flip and all that stuff. And then Willow ends up doing the
yeah,
which I fucking love. I need more Willow and Brody together in my life.
Like yeah.
So then that brings us to Jon Moxley versus Ace Austin in a Continental Eliminator match. Renee is at ringside doing her like This Is Sports Center presentation, which I love.
That's great.
And she explains that Ace Austin was supposed to team up with Austin Gunn the previous week versus Takeshita, but couldn't make it because of travel issues, maybe like storm related. And that's so unfortunate because I would have really liked to see that match.
Yeah, I think it's what some people suspected, but I agree. I'd really like to see them run that back because, and I mean, just seeing Ace with Mox was great. He has some really sick moves and sick like rope evasiveness and just cool shit he does, and I want to see him do it with Take and
then and also we wouldn't have had to see Billy Gunn chop his crotch like it's the year 2000. I don't need that, thank you. If you ever are confused about whether or not Jon Moxley is a face, Taz is now on record saying he personally doesn't like him, so I would say that's your answer.
that makes him seem pretty facey.
And then we have some also like Taz being back really has upped the commercial break shenanigans. Taz and Excalibur are like riffing on Ace Austin in Austin, Austin Gunn. Have they been to Boston? I'm going to keep Boston weird.
And I don't know. I think it was Tony who's like, really great observations, guys.
Yeah. And then, of course, the topic turns to strong legs because Ace Austin's in the ring.
He's got thick legs.
Yeah. He could definitely crush a watermelon in there, I think. And I would like to see that. I think he's up there with our social media parasocial pal, the long distance hiker Quadzilla.
Yes, definitely.
In the quads pantheon.
I really like watching Ace work, and it was good to see him on AEW proper again. I hope he gets to... I will note again, no sign of any other Bang Bang Gang member, and it's kind of like they just mentioned that he's part of the Bang Bang Gang, like sort of when it's convenient, but there's no like participation or interaction lately.
Well, some of that is just that like all of them are injured except Austin Gunn.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
If
and
Austin's not there, or like if one or the other of them isn't there, then but I want them to. I hope they're getting booked together again soon.
I hope so. And I guess the intention was for him to participate last week. And I suppose technically this was a Continental match, so no one's supposed to be there anyway.
Exactly.
So I guess it's buttoned up.
It is. It's buttoned up. You cannot deny. This was a pretty competitive match. I don't recall anything shocking happening. Like, Ace has his own interesting style. Mox is like fairly straightforward, I would say.
Yeah.
He finishes with the Death Rider. Ace has been getting a really nice push, as we just said, especially over in Ring of Honor.
Oh, and the crowd I took note, the crowd seemed pretty divided in cheering for Mox or Ace.
Interesting.
It didn't seem like everybody was like just waiting for Mox to win or,
Yeah, I'd like to see if they keep him hot in AEW or Ring of Honor or what they're going to do next.
Yeah.
I also would like it if they, in keeping with the sporty presentation, I would love to see a time clock on the screen for the Continental matches.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Like,
you kind of lose it until they're just like, 5 minutes or whatever.
The announcements do heighten the drama, but for me, I would like to watch the countdown.
I like that, yeah.
It really adds to the drama of can you last 20 with the champ, honey?
Yeah.
And at the end of this, Takeshita's music comes on. And he comes striding out, looking like the beautiful couples issue parachute pants man that he is. He doesn't get on the mic, but he's wordlessly challenging Mox to the belt, complete with like waist belt gestures, which I love. Yeah. And of course, that's fair. He was undefeated in the C2, so he theoretically should have the first shot, I would think.
Yeah,
he didn't, but sense. It makes sense. And as he rolls out of the ring, Davis and Doyle run in to attack Mox.
While Mox is sort of distracted looking at Take. And
now Take's looking very casual. I think this was all on purpose, but it's unclear to me whether he knew they were coming or if he asked them to come. Like, his body language is very neutral.
Yeah, I could read it both ways, but I'm thinking on it more and seeing it again. It does look kind of like, as you said when I brought it up, maybe he's just like, Don's going to do that.
Yeah,
this is Don business, and I'm not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, I read it as like, well, Don's going to send out his goons, and this really has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, it wasn't even like he was particularly like, keep your eye on me. It was just
he was out, and he's just walking up the ramp, shaking his head.
Yeah,
and I think they left it ambiguous on purpose.
Yeah,
which again, and then I think it was on Collision we had a Mox promo that addressed this, so we will get to that. But yeah, they definitely left it open to interpretation, which I appreciate as a person who likes to interpret everything way too much.
I mean, it probably keeps things flexible to the extent that a lot of this has to be improv and rearranged anyway from time to time.
Sure,
probably good to not nail things down too much.
Right. And then we come to the TNT Championship match with Mark Briscoe versus Clon. Last week I said, how come we're defending the TNT on Dynamite and the TBS on Collision? And before this week's Collision, I wrote in my notes here about Dynamite, I think you got to have great shit like this on Collision so the people who only watch Dynamite realize that they miss great matches. I still think that's true, but my complaint about this is completely moot. And you know what? I like when they tell me to go fuck myself with my complaints, Anyway, El Clon is so fucking cool. I absolutely need to go back and watch some of his old matches with Aramis.
Yeah, he's a thrill to watch.
Oh my god. Nobody moves like that. I love it.
Yeah.
It's such a bummer that Hologram got injured, like right at the moment they were bringing El Clon online.
I would have loved to see what they had in mind, and maybe they'll still pick that up sort of at some point. But yeah, and I liked on commentary, Don referred to him. He said he's one of my greatest signings, and it just had me going, wait, you signed him? You didn't create him, Don?
Right.
Isn't he your creation?
I need to know who wrote the code here.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, we were like pretty delirious on a hike in the snow, and we decided, and I don't think we announced it here, what we decided because it was so stupid, but we decided it was heel mastermind Chuck Taylor. Using the avatar of a Joshi hacker.
Absolutely.
I don't think we decided which Joshi would be the hacker. I think we were talking about Maki Ito just for fun. But I feel like there are some good options out there, and I do think that Tony Khan, call me, we should work this out, because I need...
What a great reveal that will be when it comes around.
Look, every reveal that it's secretly heel mastermind Chuck Taylor behind anything is what I want.
Yeah.
So
He can be the secret mastermind behind several things, as far as I'm concerned.
Everything. He's. I mean, honestly, as somebody who's just coming into AEW, I haven't watched back and watched all the old stuff or anything like that. But every little bit of information I get about Chuck Taylor and his career and his work with AEW, it's like you can see his fingerprints everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everywhere. So why wouldn't he have coded El Clon?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway, okay. There was also some ridiculous commentary, more commercial break chatter. They're talking about the term summer teeth. Don is talking about how he has the best Mexican wrestlers, the best Japanese wrestlers, the best Australian wrestlers. He goes, "We are the world, and we are the children." Yeah. But really, this match was fucking awesome. I saw some secondhand talk. I didn't actually see anybody making this complaint. It was probably all on Twitter and like bad faith platforms. Mm-hmm. But people apparently were complaining, like they saw the little clip of El Clone countering like out of the J Driller with the handspring.
Yeah.
And people just saw that little clip and they were like, he no-sold the J Driller. It's like, these are probably the same people who are insisting that AEW doesn't tell stories.
Yeah.
It's like, bitch, if you don't open the book, you don't know that it's a story.
Yeah, right. And I'm going to be honest, I mean, this is fine. I kind of don't want to learn.
No.
I think I don't fully understand what people mean when they mean no sold, but I kind of feel like the only people I hear go on about it feel like smarks who are like just complaining that something isn't good enough. I'm like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the few times I've seen something where someone's not selling something, it's because it's part of the story. But
yeah, when I see people who I consider to be of good faith analysis, people talk about no selling, they're usually talking about the guys who are perceived as refusing to get pinned.
Okay.
Like I've heard people say that about Billy Gunn.
Okay.
I've heard, but you know, it's not a pattern that I myself have noticed because typically that stuff doesn't really happen in AEW.
Yeah.
Okay, back to El Clone. His whole thing is that he's literally malware.
Right.
He moves in an inhuman way.
Right.
And that's partly just the physical skill of this particular wrestler who was selected specially for this task. And it's also the character. It's like a sci-fi dystopia if you're watching a movie where someone lands the killing blow to the evil android and then you see the android whir right back to life and go
right,
and like all the joints snap back into place. That's and you're like, vision. I'm so scared.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what we're doing here. So of course he fucking quote unquote no sold. But eventually Briscoe does get the pin, and he says he's going to keep up the TNT Championship Open challenges that he's doing. He's going to do it again at Collision, with the only stipulation being that it can't be someone from the DCF. The lights go out. And then we get this amazing, crazy intro Tron that turns out to be for Psycho Killer Tommaso Ciampa.
Which is cool. I know nothing about the guy. I maybe have heard his name in passing in the past, but
it was such a cool intro.
It was.
Like,
it was cool.
Beautiful. Mikey Rukus, shout out to you, dude, whipping out a song with vocals and everything within, they said something like 36 hours.
Yeah.
It's amazing
It's
work.
really cool. It's a really cool entrance. It's a really cool, like, surprise. Yeah.
I only know a little bit about Ciampa. I know about his partnership with Gargano and that he was one of the like ROH guys who was there at the same time as like a lot of our faves in AEW.
I did look up some stuff after I saw him.
Yeah, there was some talk when his WWE contract expired. There was some talk whether he would come to AEW. I was kind of ambivalent not because of anything specifically about him, but like if you're talking about signing more men, I need to know that it's justified. Like I actually, any signing of more men, in my opinion, needs to be justified. But I had no specific criticism here. I'm happy to give the benefit of the doubt. Like he seems very excited to be in AEW. This is a very deliberate decision on his part. And then we'll get to Collision, but it was awesome. So.
And I also, and this is not to get ahead of ourselves, but like, as far as we know so far, including Collision, he is in All Elite Wrestling a free agent. He's not affiliated with, which It would be very funny if he suddenly decided to join the Don Callis family. But what a treat to get a new signing who isn't immediately a member of the Don Callis family.
Right. And for him to be like, well, I'm not in the Don Callis family specifically, as an answer to Briscoe's challenge. Yeah. I like that. So hopefully he stays that way. I think it's interesting when these kind of top contender guys are not affiliated with a faction. But we'll get there. We'll get there. And we move on to a very important little backstage with Renee moment where we have Kyle Fletcher and Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah.
And Okada apologizes for having taken the screwdriver that Fletcher had planted for himself. And he says, I wanted you to win too. And he said he wanted to face Fletcher in the C2 finals, and he didn't mean to hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle accepts the apology and shakes hands with him and doesn't think this could have any consequences.
Yeah. And I wonder, are we, do we believe Okada?
I certainly don't. And then we move on to our favorite segment, MJF fucking talking. And Tony Schiavone grouses that MJF's theme coming in ruined a feel-good moment. And Taz goes, but he's the world champion. He's the best complete wrestler in the world today.
Yeah.
And Excalibur and Tony are meanwhile comparing MJF coming out to a dog pissing on your leg or someone flushing the toilet while you're in the shower. To which Taz says, you got to get a better water heater, you cheap bastard, which frankly is true.
I'm like, this is all valid, and I also appreciate Taz loving the heels. It's fun.
He's really committed to the bit, and I love that. That's what I ask for.
Right.
Above all, commitment to the bit. MJF only gets a few words in before Brody King's music interrupts. MJF yells at the audience, who isn't really doing much, to shut up with the barking, which of course makes them all bark.
Which is excellent work. Good job.
Good work, MJF. I do love this trend that MJF is getting interrupted quickly.
Mm-hmm. It's fun.
That's what we need. Thank you. Brody sits down and he smiles placidly as MJF cuts this promo on him and says, oh, you're following me around like a lost puppy, just like you followed around Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews. And how's Buddy Matthews' ankle doing, by the way? And I'm like, just reminding us all about Buddy Matthews existing.
Yeah.
And then he makes this joke that, Brody's going to have to clean up his aesthetic because MJF has never seen a liberal man who looks so much like a Nazi.
Yep.
I frankly thought this was pretty funny.
I thought it was funny.
Brody was laughing. I will say it's definitely like a out of touch boomer thing to say.
Yeah.
Which I think was the point.
I mean, it's also nothing I haven't thought myself either, if not about Brody, about various people in the past. It's just a thought that seems reasonable to have now and then. And also, I think somebody online pointed out that it's a joke Brody and RJ specifically made when Brody was on
it's the kind of joke my mother would. It's the kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. RJ is effectively like my mother.
Right.
I love you, Mom. But it's the kind of thing that, looking at Brody, my mom would say.
Right.
It's like, okay, the Brody gets on the mic and he goes, you say I follow people around. It's called having friends.
Yep, I like that.
And I love that because the whole point here is what do you mean? You don't know a big hardcore guy covered in tattoos who's not a Nazi?
Right.
You clearly have no friends.
Yep.
It's so sad.
No friends. You don't know any working class people that you're even just on good terms with.
You don't know any you're not anti-racist skinhead type guys.
Right.
How sad for you, And Brody then announces that he was right about saying, MJF was right saying that he wasn't having any big challenges. He wasn't wrestling any top contenders. So he says he sat down with Tony Khan and they talked about it. And meanwhile, some asshole in the audience is shouting throughout the promo. Couldn't quite tell if they were doing a what chant or what the fuck they were doing, but it's just you need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And I was annoyed because it visibly made Brody a little distracted to me.
And it sucks because Brody doesn't get a lot of mic time and he's not the most...
he was doing great, so fuck it up.
He was doing great, but he's clearly not the most confident with the mic either, so fucking stop it.
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah. Rude.
Very rude, very shit behavior. Stop trying to make yourself the center of the universe, fans. Challenge 2026. And so he says he sat down with Tony Khan and talked about it, and they decided that the best opponent would be MJF himself.
Which I love.
And MJF goes, what?
It was delivered so well.
What? It was very funny. And so they announced that they're going to have an eliminator match next week at Dynamite for a potential title shot at Grand Slam Australia.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brody wins the eliminator.
I would love that.
I mean, I think honestly, I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think Brody is winning the title.
No.
I mean, as much as I would love that. But I do think he wins the eliminator because A, that's exciting. B, MJF needs somebody to face for the title at Grand Slam. So all the other like quote unquote top guys are spoken for at the moment.
Right.
So it makes sense. And then also Australia, we're teasing Buddy Matthews. I think perhaps not that he would necessarily interfere, but that we could have some kind of Buddy Matthews sighting that could be related to Brody having a title shot.
Yep.
I don't know what the status of his injury is or whatever, but I just think MJF bringing him up was not an accident.
Yeah.
You know? So even if he's like not cleared to wrestle, he's still injured, whatever, he could maybe show his face.
Yeah.
You know? And the Australian crowd would probably enjoy all of that.
Yep.
So that's my prediction there. But very, very much enjoyed this little promo. And MJF getting interrupted quick is the way to go, guys. Keep it up. We get a little video package then from the Young Bucks, who look tasseled and bedazzled.
Yep.
And bejazzled.
They seem fired up, and I jotted down, all right then.
Yeah. They say a little bit of humility helped us. We're going back to our old roots. Tassels, super kicks, and super kick parties. And they called out the entire tag team division. They said, starting in Las Vegas, we're going to come for you.
Yep.
And none of this has been announced yet, but I assume they're going to do something on Dynamite this coming week.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. A lot of colorful, stupid frippery and fringe. And then this brings us into about the 9 p.m. slot. We have the Women's World Championship title match, Stat versus Thekla.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Thekla, I kind of made fun of her about this last week, but she kept her like Lieutenant Worf bleached his hair in a Texaco-bathroom look. But she, which I do love.
I think it works for her very
well.
It
does. A half updo is always a little questionable to me, but it is like the punkness of it. The like, I will not let my hair be done by a professional.
Yeah.
Look works very well for her. I'm not really criticizing. She did have very cool like makeup and like eye area rhinestones and stuff like that. It was like, obviously she lets people tend to her.
Yeah.
And always her presentation and her swagger are impeccable.
Yeah. I was thinking also the hair, it is very punk, but it also makes me think of like Toxic. It looks like, I don't know.
It doesn't, it's not like...
Something toxic happened.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, and I mean that in a positive way. Like, it's not supposed to look good.
Right.
You know?
And then, when we saw Athena later with her side braids, it occurred to me maybe that Thekla stopped doing the side braids so that wouldn't be any confusion.
They wouldn't think that Athena and Thekla were twins?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Stat comes out. She's wearing one of her like weird gauzy little Dune robes, which I love.
It's very cool.
And she looks cool, calm, and confident here, which again, I love this for you, Stat.
Yeah.
Thekla offers the handshake at the beginning, and Taz is going, see, she's not so bad. And then rather than like doing a evil move or anything, she just yoinks her hand away like, psych, like what a loser, you thought I was gonna shake your hand. She's very funny. I like the kind of schoolyard bully attitude that she's got. Taz calls her Black Widow Jones and then says he hopes that she bites Tony Schiavone's face off because he's a really nice guy. This match fucked.
That was great. It did, yeah. And I really I think, a couple months back, I was feeling like I want people to like Stat more because I like her.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that she's the champ. But I think it was a little rough, her doing the sort of like, I'm a tough loner, I'm kind of thing. And I think it's really helped everything that the Cosmic Babes of Wrath have come together, and she's got her friends and she's being a little silly while also still being a tough badass.
Agree. I agree with that. What I don't like about it is that, as others have pointed out, that it kind of allows Tony to just Tony Khan, that is, to just kind of concentrate all the women's belts in one like promo spot, and then it winds up effectively being less time for women. It's like when, it's like when the TBS champ challenges for the world title at a pay-per-view. Well, there's one match instead of two. So that's my only complaint there. But I do think that Stat having friendship and backup and room for silliness makes her characterization much better. Yeah.
And I'm hopeful that I don't know, maybe this is just the way it always is, but I'm hopeful that we'll get more women's activity through some of the moves that are happening. But it does at the moment feel kind of like the only women they have are the Cosmic Babes of Wrath and the Sisters of Sin.
Exactly.
And,
that's not, and that's
like, are you only 6 women
it's so
constantly
very
doing
much
different
not
variations?
True.
It's not true.
It's so very much not true. And that's what I don't like about this current scenario. But okay, suffice it to say, this match got kind of overshadowed by the main event tonight. Right. But Stat and Thekla deserve their flowers. Yeah, they were amazing. Yeah. It's a great match. I went back and watched it again.
Of those moves.
It's a fucking hard-hitting, crazy-ass match. And I will say, I haven't seen a single person say about Thekla that, like, her winning the championship wouldn't be realistic due to her size. Because you barely even notice her size because of the swagger she has. But then when you see these two next to each other, it's like, oh my God, she's like Tekla's... Kris is at least a head taller than Thekla. Yeah, it's crazy. And Kris isn't like superhuman huge. Thekla is tiny.
She's small, and Stat's just like big enough to make the difference, a big difference. I really liked, and I know she does this, but just somehow it really played off super good this time. The thing where she like suplexes you off the top rope and she's upside down. I think it just hit me how you see people suplex people off the top rope, but the idea that you're not going with them, you're staying there and hanging upside down. It's really cool.
The core strength. Yeah. And just like, it's nuts.
It's just a nice touch. Like, well, I'm not going with you.
Yeah. Like, I'm just going to throw you.
I'm just going to hang here and watch you.
Yeah. With a twisted smile on my face. Yeah. I enjoyed Kris goading Thekla, like, oh, you want to beat me? Beat me. Like, she's going to hit her, and then Thekla spits in her face instead. Ew. I love that. They're like spitty girls, these two. And I look forward to this becoming, I hope this continues to, like the feud continues to ratchet up here, because I'm really enjoying it. I didn't really expect a title change, as I said before, since we learned it wasn't going to be the main event. But I do think this match could have absolutely gone either way in terms of how it was performed. It was very well balanced, and I really enjoyed it. Good job, gals. Unfortunately, that was our only women's match of the entire night, which is bullshit.
And then, while I've been complaining that it kind of feels lately like there's only just the 6 women in the women's division, Harley and Willow come out to celebrate, but then instead of Tekla's friends coming out to do anything, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford come out on the ramp and have a little stare down.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy to see Penelope back, and I'm curious to see where this goes. If it goes into more of a kind of like the feeling of the Blood and Guts build up, where it's like big factions of women against each other, or if it's more like, remember us, we're also wanting the tag team belts, which is what I would prefer.
Yeah, I appreciate that it was a little vague. I'm not just immediately like, oh, Megan's going to challenge Kris for the title, but also if she wants a match, then I want to see it all. So I just appreciate that. Like, yes, there are. We're just going to keep the women's division chugging along.
Yeah, it's interesting because I want to see Megan have a good singles run, and I would not be averse to her going for the championship. But at the same time, it's like, oh, Penelope's back. Be a tag team.
Yeah.
So I think there's time for all of this. All these people are young and healthy, and we have some time, we have some room. More time for women on television would probably help sort out some of these issues.
Yeah, and if they're going to be friends with Marina, they should do a trios challenge against Horsecock.
Mega bad problems with Horsecock. I love that.
Anyway,
Anywho,
what with it being an intergender title now.
Yes, because the trios titles are intergender now.
Yes.
So moving on, because we have such precious time for women on television, but all the time in the world for Don Callis. We're moving on to
and his Ham Boys.
And his Ham Boys. Well, I like the Ham Boys, but I think we could take some of the time away from Don.
Yes.
But Don is with Kyle and Take, and he says to Takeshita, you need to take Kyle's lead and forgive Okada. And I'm trying to read Take's face throughout. This leads up to this, and so I'm trying to see if like he's making a stink face at Don or only when Don brings up Okada. Like I'm kind of like, well, where's the loyalty situation here? And then, but of course, hearing this makes Take realize that Kyle has forgiven Okada.
Yeah. Yep.
So he's going through it while Don is telling Kyle he needs to focus on getting his TNT belt back. Then he leaves, and we have the big drama. You forgave Okada? And then Kyle's like, Take, look, it's not what you think. And then, I really enjoyed our friend on Blue Sky who put it to like the Family Matters drama music. Was great. It is like a 90s sitcom.
Yeah. I wrote down, you forgive Okada? SMDH, which I like,
that was the vibe. That was the vibe. Anyway, I love this.
I love it.
Look, I'm not a huge knower. I'm not a ball knower when it comes to romance novels and tropes of romance writing, but I know this is a romance. And if this is a romance, these two need to be torn apart for a while, and they can eventually come back to the warmth and security of each other's arms and loins. But right now, we need all our hearts to be broken. Yeah. And that's how it's satisfying later. Yeah. So I love this. This is great. Then we move on to a Jack Perry video package. And this like in our last episode, I was like, why is Jack Perry getting another national title shot so soon? I kind of forgot the angle where like the Demand murdered Luchasaurus.
Right.
It's like, oh, right. He wants revenge. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Nothing against Jack Perry. Again, it's just like sometimes these plot points are a little clunky. Yeah. And that's not the fault of the talent.
Yeah. No, it's not.
It's not.
I also forgot. And then,
it's just the booking is a little clunky. That's all. Love Jack Perry. It's fine. He's going to get Ricochet for hurting Luchasaurus. I had been annoyed about Bowen. I still want to see Bowens get that push.
Yeah, I really wanted him to win that one. But I get that they're doing a Perry has a revenge thing now, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they heard our podcast and they were like, Kat's confused, so we're going to make it clear. And then we cut to Ricochet backstage with the Gates of Agony are holding Jack hostage. Jack like busts out and he's going like a man on the street interview, like, Jack, what were you thinking when you tried to threaten me? It was very funny.
It was very funny.
Very funny. Ricochet, again, is the MVP.
Yeah, he is great.
We make it then to the men's tag team title match. Davis and Doyle versus FTR. I don't have a ton to say specifically about this match, other than how much of a fucking bummer it is that Doyle just got here and immediately has a serious injury.
Yeah. Really sad.
Also, every time I go to yell Shatter Machine, I now always Chatter Machine is what comes out of my mouth. And in fact, we had to re-record how we introed this episode because I said welcome to Shatter Machine. Yeah. So, unintended consequences of clever puns.
Oh, is this my own petard being hoisted? Oh, well.
Exactly. Exactly. I did enjoy Stoke on commentary. I love his fake fundraiser.
Yeah, it's really funny. I mean, the match was pretty good. It's really funny seeing Dax and Cash next to.
Right.
They're so tiny.
I originally hadn't noticed what little guys they are. I believe it was Sarah from Waffly Bollocks who kind of pointed it out to me on Blue Sky. Like, they're little.
Yeah. But which, like, you kind of do know, but like, it's when you see them next to big guys, it's like,
right.
Oh, they're...
When we started watching, a lot of the people who were in contention for the tag team titles were kind of smaller guys.
Right.
In the first place, it wasn't like teams of big guys.
I feel like they seem bigger because they're stockier.
They are very stocky. Like, they're very well-built guys, but they're very compact. And so, if I hadn't realized it then, I certainly would have realized it now up against Davis and Doyle. They're like, oh, look at these little dudes.
Yeah. And that Mark Davis senton is
Oh my
always
God.
brutal looking.
Like,
just
it must take all the air out of your lungs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. It must rip all the farts out of your ass too. It's like anything that's any air that's in your body is no longer in your body.
Like a whoopee cushion.
Yeah. It's really quite insane to watch every time I gasp. With the other like, it was a good match. I did enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I've got myself in a bad pattern myself, because with every one of these tag team championship matches, I think, are we just spinning the wheels for Cage and Cope to come back?
Yeah.
And honestly, that's kind of dumb, and I need to maybe stop.
Cage and Cope would be a fun character.
Cage and Cope!
Just needs to get an accent I'm not going to attempt right now.
No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. He's gonna learn to season his food, baby.
Yeah. Profit spoils and all right.
Wow.
Sorry to derail.
Yeah. No. But I'm just thinking, like, maybe I can, like, even if that's what's going to happen, we have no idea where they're coming, like, when or where they're coming back. Yeah. Presumably, maybe in Canada, but they're going to be in Western Canada, and those are two boys from Toronto. Like, I don't think Western Canada necessarily cares.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they do. I mean, Canadian pride is a thing, but it doesn't help me to just look at every tag team championship match and go, well, this is just a placeholder.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it as much.
I have felt that way. I think there's a part of me for a while I was kind of like, oh, FTR again. Okay, but there is something of like, well, if you can keep doing sort of an interesting matchup and show me a cool,
I like
10 to 20
FTR
minutes
too.
Of fighting.
Like, I know a lot of people are bored with FTR, but I think they put on a great match.
Yeah. Well, I guess what I'm trying to get at is like, it was an entertaining match. Yeah. And at least we're getting that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to see the positive.
And here. Davis and Doyle, up until that fateful moment, like we rewatched the moment where Doyle like Cash like kind of knocks him off the rope, and like it's awkward, and something happens where his arm is over the top rope and Cash is pulling him down onto the apron, and you see this moment where he like clutches his arm and goes, I just tore my bicep. Yeah. And it's like, fuck. But until that, like, I've been having a lot of fun with these two as a tag team, and it just sucks. Yeah.
And then Mark had to, carry the rest of the match.
Right.
And,
it was like, oh shit. And I wonder.
Which he did. I mean, it was all great, but.
Yeah, I hope Jake doesn't have like a 6 month plus absence or surgery and all that stuff. Like, what a shame. Yeah. And also, like, Mark Davis was getting a push with that too. It was good for both of them. It was good for and so then Mox and Marina come out near the end of this match. Yeah. Is that what happened? Yeah, and then
they just come out, and like Mox is at ringside.
Yeah.
And in the moment, Mark Davis has, I think it was Dax in like a chokehold or sleeper hold, and he's holding him, but like he's distracted enough. It looks like what happens is he's distracted and lets Dax go, and then he gets out of the ring to face Mox, who's done nothing yet.
Right.
And Mox just slams him with the Continental belt. And then Mark gets back in the ring, which he also didn't need to do.
Right. I wonder if this was planned.
Yeah, sure.
Or if it was like some kind of improv because of the injury.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I had wondered that too. Like, are we ending the match early? I mean, it was set up earlier. They came out to attack. There's
true.
The feud
they attacked Mox earlier,
the Don Callis family. So
I guess that's why you have to keep these dumb feuds going, because you never know when you're going to have to call in a favor. No, I mean, I don't know if that's what happened, but it would have worked either way.
I have a feeling it was going to happen anyway, but it played pretty well, because it was like, it wasn't like they interfered. It wasn't like, it just looked like Mark Davis made a dumb mistake and then got himself pinned. Like, he didn't have to get distracted.
Yeah, it just sucked that his partner couldn't do anything about it. Yeah. So let's move on to our main event. We have Andrade versus Swerve, which once again Aubrey gets to referee the thirstiest match of the entire night. Mm-hmm. Although this time it must be said that Andrade kept his pants on. Good job, Aubrey, by the way.
Yeah.
You really keep it together.
Yeah.
This match, I mean, there's a reason that it was trending on Blue Sky as a tag, till the next day. Yep. Incredible feats of athleticism. That sequence near the beginning where it was just like they were each handspringing out of moves and flipping and doing house calls and tijeras and all this stuff, like just evenly matched dexterity and power, like explosive movements. Really beautiful to watch. Don Callis is on commentary, of course, and he says, "I'm getting the vapors just watching Andrade flex." As Andrade is continuing his extremely divorced man behavior.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
It's very fun. I appreciate that he is a heel with the Don Callis family, but he feels different from all the
he does.
If you're going to be in the Don Callis family, you have to have like a unique thing going on, and he's found a unique thing to be doing. And this hot divorced dad energy.
He's older than, of course, he's older than Kyle Fletcher, but I feel like he has a different presentation, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he's occupying sort of a similar spot of like, he's very impressive and his physique is very impressive and he's being ridiculous about it. Like it's a kind of, it's not the same, but it's a similar, like, it's a Don Callis consistent vibe. That's true. If that makes sense. Like you could see him in one of those Mel Coleman like velvet paintings.
Yep.
You know,
it's how like long very till we get one of those.
Yeah, man. Please, Mel.
Imagine the flowing hair like Fabio.
Fully. And then he like, there's conveniently planted woman at ringside once more, who's, I think he's receiving her phone number this time instead of the other way around. Just like really dumb stuff. Just at this point, I'm starting to get disappointed that the fans are not chanting "Take your pants off." And at this moment, the fans start chanting "Take your pants off," and I'm like, "Oh, whew, okay, yes, thank you. We all have our priorities in order." We haven't seen much of Andrade. Like before he returned to AEW, we haven't seen his old matches and stuff. So this is all very new and fun for us.
Very new. Yep.
And Swerve was in fucking prime form too. At one point, he gets a house call that's at full standing height.
Yes.
Insane.
Yes.
And then in Don Callis, again, in consistent Don Callis family fashion, right near the end, Andrade grabs Aubrey's wrist. And I guess it kind of turns her around, sort of like whip-esque. Yeah. So she doesn't see him kick Swerve in the balls.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what exactly happened there. If she was like pulling away from him and that made her turn around or what.
I don't know. But I mean, whatever. It's just like, and then,
it was well done.
Then of course he gets the pin.
Yeah.
And I wish I hadn't been confused at this point by the men's title shot eliminator setup that Tony Schiavone so confusingly tried to explain earlier, because I didn't realize this meant Swerve was eliminated.
Right.
I was like, oh well, I wasn't like, my god.
I was definitely less clear on first viewing.
This is why I'm talking. The first time around, I just didn't really realize how the finality of this, or like as far as this part of the arc, the stakes were so high, and I had no idea. And I can't be the only one who didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, it was a little confusing.
This might be like my version of the belt discourse, where like everybody, all the podcasts are like, what's going on with this belt? What does it mean? Like with the unified
and we're
title.
Just like, what?
And
it's
I'm
fine.
Just like, what? It's not unified, so it doesn't exist anymore. Like it's fine. Like, what's the big deal? It makes sense to me. So maybe if this is me being confused and everyone's like, you're an idiot.
I mean, at least it's clear now. Swerve is out of the running for a while.
Swerve's
and
little face at the end, he looked like an angry emoji. It was so funny, but so Swerve, you deserve better than this. I look forward to you actually being champion this year, please.
Yeah, I really still want a scenario to play out where Swerve wins the title this year.
Yes.
And I would really I hope the storyline goes in such a way that, all the things move around and Hangman kind of helps him. But we shall see.
It has to be that way, right? And I mean, the way we were talking about maybe hot potatoing the men's title, like I don't want Swerve to have it hot potatoed off him, because he had it for such a short time.
Yeah, he should
I want him to have a good solid long reign, and maybe that means it's not till later.
Maybe.
But
I could see the storyline stretching out quite a while. Maybe maybe none of that's till next year or something.
Yeah. Build this man up.
Kat, you forgot something important though.
What did I forget?
Before Idolo wins that match, we had Tony Storm helping out Orange Cassidy.
Oh shit, that was I think I was so sexually excited by this promo that I blocked it out of my timeline for Dynamite because I scrolled it away in my head. It belongs only to me. It is not in my notes.
Well, I had the problem of conflating it with some related stuff we'll get to from Collision.
Yes.
But it's actually two separate events.
Yes,
Renee is backstage with Orange Cassidy, and she's asking him about his relationship with Wheeler Yuta. And Cassidy's
I'm delighted for any kind of questioning along these lines. Like,
we're kind of like,
please.
We've been wondering about what Cassidy thinks about all this for a while now.
Right.
Anyway, and I guess he's like talking about how Yuta's unrecognizable, and starts talking about Yuta's hair. And Yuta shows up. Maybe he was there already, and he starts.
He was standing 2 feet away.
Yeah, he was there waiting to be in the shot. And he starts talking about Cassidy's looks, and Marina Shafir shows up and does something very interesting.
Yeah, she grabs a fistful of Orange's hair, and I really liked that.
She's like, I'm going to do what a lot of people would like to do.
Thank you, Marina Shafir.
And then Tony pops in out of nowhere. Unhand him!
I was like, yes! At this point, I'm starting to realize what's going on, and I'm getting very thrilled about it.
Some chess pieces are getting together, and Storm tells Shafir to get out of there, and
Marina goes, do you want some more milk?
Yeah.
Which is ew.
Ew. It's so weird, but it's also like, I don't know, it's her thing.
It's her thing, I guess.
And
she's
we
mommy.
Learn, it seems.
Yes, and she says, do you want me to send your girlfriend more flowers?
Yeah.
I think she's just taking credit for heel manager Chuck Taylor.
Yes, heel manager Chuck Taylor is really staying on the down low still.
Yeah. It's okay, Chucky. You can step into the camera frame at any moment. It's okay.
My flowers.
We'll all be really normal about it. I promise.
We know that what Chucky really wants anyway is for someone to give him flowers. So
should we bring him flowers? We're gonna meet him this month.
Oh my god.
Am I gonna bring him flowers?
We should bring him flowers.
Is that a weird thing to do?
It might be weird.
He might like it.
Sound off on Blue Sky at us if you think it's weird.
Should we bring Chuck Taylor flowers?
I was going to say put it in the comments, but that's not how this works. Yeah, so...
Anyway. So at this point, is this where Orange and Tony tango off together?
I think backwards, kind of.
Yeah, they're so insane.
But yeah, so Storm says piss off, and that when she and Citrus Boy meet Shafir and Yuta again, they're going to be in some shit, which is Danny, right? So I'm confused. Fucking shit, right?
Yeah, so fuck shit twins.
Is this fucking shit and milk then? I'm very...
Oh no! Not fuck shit milk. I don't know. I'm just so... At this point, I'm just so fucking happy at the notion that there's going to be mixed tag action.
Which at this point, we don't even know yet.
No, but that's the implication.
Yes,
that's the implication. And then we're about to move on to Collision and talk about this a whole lot more.
Yeah.
But yes, I squirreled that little promo away in my mind instead of making a note about it because I was just pretty excited about it. Then unfortunately we have to go back to talk about MJF for a moment.
Really is like just those guys. The commentary was correct. Just really ruins the vibe every time you.
Yeah, it is kind of like someone flushing the toilet while you're in the shower, isn't it? Cold showers for everybody.
Yep. I did like this.
I liked it too. I liked it too. Renee Paquette is asking MJF about his upcoming eliminator match and the fact that he's going to have to defend his title
against Brody King. And
then Kenny walks in to interrupt, and he says, "Here's to a future title match."
Yep. One more week, one more win.
Right. MJF walks away without shaking hands, and the camera follows him as he runs into the other title contenders. And I'm going, "Where's Swerve?" Because I'm an idiot.
But Andrade is incredibly sweaty, glistening,
dripping with sweat, and says, "I want to slap you right now, but first, I want this title."
I don't see how those are mutually exclusive.
You could slap him right now. I mean, you could go ahead and slap him and then get the title later.
Right.
Why would you slap him after you get the title?
Yeah.
It doesn't. Anyway. MJF makes his way outside slowly and silently, only to be confronted by Hangman just as he's getting to his black SUV. they don't. Hangman just kind of menaces him.
I think
for a moment,
and
without saying anything, and then MJF gets in and yells at the
speeds
driver to
off.
speed off. Yeah. And then
Hangman remains a moment to brood.
Yeah, it's kind of like a brooding look, but it also, his face shifts a little bit because he's acting, but he has like a hopeful look on his face.
Yeah.
He's like thinking,
I guess one could say it's a determined.
Yeah, there's some of that, but there's also like a little smile. You know, he's like a little dreamy. I don't know. I am looking forward to this. I do think, as I said before, I think Kenny will go all the way here, but in any case, I look forward to hopefully seeing Kenny and Hangman in the ring together very soon.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Collision.
All right. Collision.
We open with Darby Allin versus Clark Connors, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about this guy.
Okay, I knew a little bit about him. I know that he's a war dog in New Japan, and I know that he's Tekla's boyfriend.
Okay, yep.
I'm sure he'd be thrilled that these are like the two things that I know about him. But you know, the Gabe Kidd is also a war dog, right? So they're kind of in the same faction over there. Yeah. And there's been some talk because like New Japan is a little bit rough in terms of contract situation, and there's been some talk about, you know, some of these guys maybe jumping ship, and if he's auditioning for AEW, this was interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, it was a good match. He looked great. He was pulling off some sick shit.
I appreciated Darby doing his intro and then riding in on his skateboard, which he doesn't typically do, but, you know, just to get pounced by Connors. Fun. Darby, you know, does my least favorite thing. He gets a nice code red.
Oh, yeah.
Which I really enjoy. I like. And then he's like ragdolling and dragging himself all over the place while Clark Connors slaps the shit out of him, and it's like, okay. Yeah. It's fine.
He, in this case, for someone we haven't seen a bunch before or at all, maybe he was making him look good. You know?
He did. He got this crazy spear like through the ropes onto Darby so cool. on the apron. Crazy. That was crazy so cool. work. Also, his pants were crazy.
Yeah.
Can we talk about this? He had it looked like tactical cargo tarp pants or something. They looked like they were either laced up or snapped up on the sides. It looked like you were supposed to wear it camping, except they're not actually practical.
Yeah, I didn't get as good a look at them, but I did note that they looked like vinyl or something, like plasticky.
They definitely looked like,
or at least part of them did. The other thought I had...
They looked like a tarp.
The other thought I had, and this is very silly because nothing about the guy otherwise looks like this guy, but something about just like being shirtless with dark cargo pants. I was thinking about Techno Viking, that like German, like, it's a YouTube meme thing anyway, from like 15 years ago, probably at this
face,
point.
I can go way back further, and I feel like his face is like, what's the guy's name from the Warriors? The character that's like, come out to play. I don't remember the character's name, but he has a similar face.
Yeah. Okay.
And like he gets that crazy expression on his face, and it kind of has the vibe. Anyway, Darby brings out the steel, like they bring out the steel steps, and you're like, oh no, are we gonna have another crazy steps spot? Yeah. And then Darby winds up doing a running leap over the stairs with a drop kick. It was very cool. It was very cool. I like what I want to see out of Darby. I beat this drum every fucking week, but what I want to see from him is his explosive agility. That is what is special about him. He is fast. He is agile.
Yeah.
I don't need to see him suffering and dragging himself around.
Yeah.
Like, that's not important to me.
Yeah.
And it's not interesting to me.
Yeah.
I want to see him do what I know he can do.
Yeah.
That shit is special. I can suffer and drag myself around.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, I do that every day.
Yeah, exactly. It's called Tuesday.
Yeah. I mean, I get that, like, if he's generally trying to do some sort of, like, I'm like a wraith who never stops fighting kind of thing. Like, okay, there's kind of like the zombie's down, and then he's dragging himself.
Yeah.
But it's...
I think he just needs to work on how he communicates that, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't... I like more when we see the technical wrestling out of him. I like the agility and the speed. And but...
This match had a nice... I liked this match, actually. It had a nice ending sequence. It looked like Connors like countered a hold and like to bridge up kind of, and then it wasn't really a counter. I think it was just a setup for like the death drop, but it was very cool looking. Darby gets him in the Scorpion Deathlock, and that's it. He gets on the mic and then proclaims, again, that he's beaten every single Death Rider.
Marina would like a word with
I
you.
really wished Marina was going to interrupt right there. I felt like it was such a good opportunity.
I wish I thought that was even a possibility.
Yeah, I know. And then he says in 2025, he stood on top of Everest, and in 2026, he'll stand on top of AEW, and he starts to cut a promo on MJF. And I'm going, oh, okay. And then Gabe Kidd comes in to attack him.
Yep. I mean, just before we even get to the interruption from Gabe Kidd, just really, Darby?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just like, all right, well, I did it, and I'm ready to move on. Are you?
Yeah.
Like,
well, that means I'm going for a world championship. It's
right. Like, I'm like, is that really the obvious next step? Do you fit in there at all? I don't know. I mean, whatever. He'll do whatever he's going to do. But then, and then I also just wrote down, oh, Lord, Gabe Kidd.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. This is actually kind of a good move, because here's the thing. Darby's been acting like a heel.
Mm-hmm.
The storytelling has been very confused in this regard. Bringing in Gabe Kidd instead of someone like Pac is a good call, because no one's cheering for fucking Gabe Kidd.
Yeah, it's
right?
True.
Like, my question at this moment is Gabe still considered a Death Rider?
Yeah, see, I thought it was really random, but then you reminding me that Clark is part of the War Dogs with Gabe and NWW,
right.
It's like, okay, that kind of makes sense.
And so just as I'm starting to wonder about Gabe, like, as representative of the Death Riders here, he grabs the mic and says, I ain't here on Death Rider business. I'm on Gabe Kidd time, or whatever the fuck he says. Okay. And I'm like, okay, well, thank you for immediately clearing that up. And then he promises to apparently follow Darby everywhere until he dies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not like the way that the stairs were on. Oh, God. I suppose there's a way to stand on big stairs like that so that your weight's mostly on, the other side and whatever. And that's probably what he was doing. Yes, but it feels like
there's too much that could go wrong.
It feels,
in my opinion, in my professional opinion.
Yeah.
I know that they were doing everything they could do to be safe about it, but the steps are like, one end is up over Darby's abdomen, and the other end is being held down by Gabe Kidd, and I'm just like, dude, if someone shifts their weight even the tiniest bit wrong, it's very bad.
Yeah, I was having a bad, like, my hand was giving me a bad image of him, like, dropping onto the stairs to, like, drive the point home. And I was just like,
that would kill him.
I know, well, that's the thing. My brain was inventing a horrifying possibility.
Yeah. Thank God we're professionals here, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, can we move on?
Yes.
We always spend a lot of time on Darby. There's something about Darby that really brings up the, like...
I think there's something about confused storytelling that brings out the discussion. I mean, I'm also just like, what are we doing
out amongst ourselves?
There's a lot that's just like, what are we doing here? And
yeah, maybe it's not specifically about Darby, but, like, his storylines have been very confused since we've started watching. So maybe that's what it is. We move on to a promo/video package from, we have the Sisters of Sin and Babes of Wrath. And this was effectively to confirm that the challenge the Babes of Wrath set during Dynamite was accepted.
Right.
Like the stipulation that they, didn't interfere with the match, and they accept the challenge.
Yeah, we're coming for the win.
Right. We come for the win. And then we have Jet Speed doing a promo with their trios belts.
Yep.
Speedy is wearing the new Jet Set Rodeo shirt that has a cock riding a horse, which is...
Jet Set Rodeo and nothing else.
And nothing else! Did I say Jet Speed? Anyway, Jet Set Rodeo.
Yeah.
I love it. And then he goes and says, we're hard and we're strong because we're... And Kevin comes in and says, we're Jet Set Rodeo, and the audience, of course, is chanting, horse cock! I can't. Oh my God, Speedy.
It's great. I mean, it's expertly really done at this point. The seed was planted. He doesn't have, nobody involved ever needs to say it again. Everybody knows what their job is.
But is somebody ever going to try to stop Speedball from, like, is someone going to say, hey, Speedball, maybe don't get the audience to chant horsecock tonight,
Somebody might, I suppose,
but in the meantime, keep doing what you're doing. I love you.
I'm enjoying it.
And we get CRU versus Rascalz,
or
at least two of the Rascalz. We have Zachary Wentz and Desmond Xavier. Lacey Lane did come out with CRU, which I loved, and I would like to know if the Rascalz ever had a stoner gal friend or if they are going to get one. Because I think this would have been really fun as a mixed tag.
That would be fun, yeah.
Desmond and Lio Rush, they started off together quite grappy. Like, this was a really fun introduction to the Rascalz for me, and frankly, like, we haven't seen that much of CRU either. So I really enjoyed this match. I think that finishing combo move, like that assisted moonsault where Zach Wentz just like moonsaults off the mat and then gets pushed over.
Yeah, that was really fun.
I guess that's a thing that they
Very
do, but it's
Scooby-Doo almost, just like boing and pushing you.
It looks crazy. I guess it's the first time I'm seeing that, but it's something they do a lot. So I want to see a lot more of all four of these guys. Really, really enjoyed this match.
I really liked CRU coming out. I mean, we've seen their coats with the puffy coats with the puffy coats, with the puffy cones before, but I really appreciated that this time one of them had a coat with full sleeves and one of them had a vest.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Which meant he had less pointy cones on him because some of them are on the sleeves. But
I see. I did not notice that.
I just thought that was kind of funny and an interesting choice. And we also...
in the middle of this match, there was like a fog machine going off, and I think the implication was that Myron Reed, who was at ringside, was like hotboxing the venue.
Yeah, something like that.
Which is very
the smoke just emanates.
If in fact that was the implication, that's very, very funny.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
It's a great little visual gag that you can do that doesn't really cause any problems.
I guess, except if you have asthma.
I guess so.
But sorry to the asthmatics in the audience. But it was a very fun match. I really enjoyed it. They all have very interesting ways of moving, and I want to see more.
Yeah.
Whether that's AEW, Ring of Honor, I don't know.
And you know what I like about this? I hadn't even really thought of it at the time, but right now I'm like, both of these teams I want to see against all the other people too. Like, I want to see them against our friends Jordo and Alec. That would be great, right? All that stuff.
Yeah, the tag division is really popping off right now, and I'm enjoying it very, very much. We get then Alex Windsor, Jamie Hayter.
Speaking of the other tag division.
And now we see that Windsor has a little full fur trimmed coat of her own, or like a, not fur, it's like a fleece, shearling, whatever, trimmed coat. And the vibe is very weird.
Of the coat? Of them?
Them.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, no. I got the vibe of like, we're planning a heist, and I really liked it.
It's like, let's pull it off together. Yeah,
I liked it.
I love it for them. That's great. I look forward to seeing. I was thinking, like, I don't know how much of a face versus heel vibe they're having together yet. It's not clear to me.
It's not clear.
But somebody on Blue Sky reminded me that they both came out the good guy hole last time they came out. Okay. So perhaps we are doing a face thing. And that's cool. We then get a Mox promo talking about Takeshita. He's saying there are a few people here I can relate to. Takeshita's one of them. He doesn't want the Continental Championship because it's easy. We understand each other. And then he goes, at least I thought we did. You had nothing to do with those goons, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay. So we're all on the same wavelength here. Okay.
Yeah.
And then he's basically like, you beat me in the C2 and I want that back.
Yeah.
I'm ready. When.
And I really like how much of how consistent it felt to me that this was still like more Mox basically being a face. Like, it's hard chasing that feeling, being all alone with your guts and your skill. Like, we're relating about like positive wrestling stuff. We're not like being like, you know, we're gonna get you motherfuckers or something. It's...
Right. I think that thing about Mox being alone. That was what was so important about his C2 run and his promos from the C2. It was like, you really have to only rely on yourself and your inner strength. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And that's why the whole thing was so confusing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And, you know, I am hoping that he keeps talking in this way because it underlines kind of what's going on with him as the Continental champ.
It does. And there was still like a little bit of like a tweenery or like the Death Riders aren't really faces note here because he says, I don't remember how he brought up gang war, but he said that's the kind of thing the Death Riders do for fun, effectively.
Yeah, he was kind of like, you want a gang war, you know? Yeah. I don't know. There's still a lot of ways this could go, and I'm cool with that. I'm happy to keep letting it unfold. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah. I mean, he's a complicated man with complicated feelings. The face part of him wants that win over Take, and the heel part of him is like, Don Callis family, get the fuck out of here. We rule this roost.
Yeah.
So
I do love this Mox.
Yeah.
And then we get Orange and Tony in mixed tag action. Versus Gina Medina and Lady Bird Monroe.
Yeah.
Orange has new graphics.
Yeah.
I'm delighted.
They're no longer JPEG'd out.
Yeah. I'm so happy to see these two as a tag team. They don't have a tag name yet, but we'll get there. I've been begging, like, as soon as I became aware of both of their existence as characters, and checked Cage Match and saw that they had never even interacted in the ring before at the time.
Yeah.
I said, why?
Right.
I feel like I've been waiting for this moment. Obviously not that long because I haven't been watching that long, but I am so happy about this.
I'm happy to be alive at this time.
This is a privilege. As far as tag team names go, in my head, I'm still calling them Freshly Squeezed Tits.
Because it's perfect.
Because it's very fun. I believe you came up with a more television-friendly one earlier today.
Oh, shoot. What did I say?
You said it was Tangerine Tango.
Oh, yeah. Tangerine Tango. Right.
Which is kind of fun. And I noticed that the AEW social media account was officially putting out a call for names. I did actually respond.
Been a little offline lately, so
I did respond with both of those. I don't remember who initially made up Freshly Squeezed Tits. It wasn't me. So
I like it, though.
I cannot take credit, but it is really perfect.
It calls back to Thunder Tits.
Tits.
We haven't watched all of that stuff, but certainly saw that.
But they weren't officially Thunder Tits.
They weren't.
Anyway, no matter what they pick for a name, they're Freshly Squeezed Tits to me.
Yes.
Tony, at the beginning of this match, we see Tony looking for the tag rope.
Yeah.
Which was a really funny touch. It had me confused for a second. But, what a fun way to tell us that it's actually a tornado tag.
Yeah.
They didn't announce it.
Yeah.
But she's, looking for the rope and being like, oh, well, fuck it. I guess it's not there.
It's such a, cartoon character thing to do. It's
right. Well,
beautiful, larger than life kind of silliness.
And so as it's dawning on us that this is not a traditional mixed tag, suddenly Lady Bird Monroe is challenging Orange.
Yeah, I really liked the enhancement talent.
Yes.
Doing the instigating. I liked that.
Yes, and then Orange gets some vicious kicks in.
Vicious. Oh my
Everyone's
god.
Everyone's going, whoa!
The kicks of death. And he does his little scoot back.
Yes, which we haven't seen, and I haven't seen him do that in a while. Yeah. The kind of finisher of that little move there. I love that. I want to know if Tony has ever done the hip attack to a man before.
That was great.
Maybe she did it. Do we think she did it in one of the Mixed Nuts matches?
Possibly. She might have done it to. She might have actually done it to Claudio. I'm not sure.
I think that's correct.
She might have
actually
done it to one of them. But...
Yeah. Okay, but I don't know. For whatever reason, this felt all new again to me.
It was. Well, I think it was kind of I think also the Mixed Nut stuff was a little more. By the time that was happening, it was more established that okay, there's full intergender action happening here. Right. I think we were still a little unsure of how much this match was going to deliver that.
Correct. And so when she did that to Gino, and you were like, I bet Gino's been trying to orchestrate this with Stat.
Well, because I didn't realize that he was her boyfriend. And, Stat, you have to orchestrate me getting a Tony Storm hip attack. And
she's like, sure thing, hun.
Yeah, that's how the Mixed Nuts began. Anyway.
Wow. So this was really, really fun. Obviously, very quick, squashy match. But and then Yuta and Marina come out to attack Orange and Tony. Yep. Marina gets Orange in a headlock and holds him there, which I'm enjoying a lot.
Marina's such a good foil to the silly characters.
She is.
And the thing is, it occurred to me, she herself is a silly character. I mean, 100%.
She's a Muppet just as much as any of the rest of them.
What's her name? The Russian spy in like Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Natasha.
She's obviously not doing a Russian thing, but it's that vibe of like, I'm very serious. Like, but
she's
you're
very
silly.
Serious. She's so serious, she's ridiculous.
Yeah.
She gets Orange in a headlock. She's holding him there. Yuta tells us all, we're going to get a rare interview with Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
And Orange goes, as soon as Yuta hands the mic over to him, or puts the mic in his face, he goes, are you talking to me? I can't hear you through all that garbage hair. Yeah. And as soon as he says this, I turn to Adam. I start chirping, Lucha de Apuestas. Lucha de Apuestas. Hair versus hair match. They're going to do I'm like,
so excited.
It's gonna happen. And then Yuta runs and grabs the scissors and threatens to cut Orange's hair. Mm-hmm. And I'm going nuts on the sofa. I'm going, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
And I'm just like, no, they're not gonna cut his hair.
And then Tony comes in, and for a second I thought they were gonna get a chunk out of there. Mm-hmm. But then Tony comes in for the save. Thank God.
Yeah.
Orange's hair nothing can happen. And then Tony announces, at Grand Slam Australia, they're having a hair versus hair match. And now, unlike the other time we've seen the wrestler who portrays Orange Cassidy be in a hair versus hair match, this will be only the person who gets pinned loses their hair. So it's not like both members of the team get their head shaved.
Yeah.
The obvious thought is that it would be Yuta.
Right.
Because we're all waiting for, hi, Babka. Yuta's here. I mean, Yuta. Are we going to have a cat named Yuta? Babka's here to talk about this too. You'd think it has to be Yuta, but I would like it if we're swerved here.
I would like it if we're swerved. Yeah. I mean, I don't really want to see Orange Cassidy lose his hair, but I feel like any of the others would work.
I think he's the only one who for sure isn't gonna get his head shaved.
Probably not.
Since it's in Australia, part of me is like, this is Tony's idea. She wants to get her head shaved. Like, I just feel like that's something Tony would do.
That's very funny, maybe, yeah.
I also really liked your idea earlier that perhaps Marina would... Was it you?
I think it was someone on Blue Sky.
Oh, shit. But... I don't know. Well, I attributed it to you. Somebody had the great idea that, like, Marina could shove Yuta out of the way and take one for the team and get her own head shaved.
Yeah.
I could see that as well. Yeah. I could see that as well. All of those people would look amazing with a shaved head, probably except Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
So I am very excited about any of these possibilities.
Although it would be very funny if he like ended up bald and then had a match with Claudio. Maybe
that would be how he joins the Death Riders.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
He gets balded in.
Balded in. Well, it'd be very unsatisfying for him to get balded into the Death Riders and Yuta to still have very long hair.
Wouldn't that be really funny, though?
That would be a real...
It would feel like we're all bald except Danny, and fucking shit, the fuck shit trends. I am very delighted. Excited. I'm very delighted.
Has AEW ever done a Lucha de Apuestas?
Not that I'm aware of.
It's very fun.
You could do like mask versus mask. Maybe they've done that kind of thing, but I don't think they've done a hair match. I mean, maybe they have, and I just don't know. Come at us in the comments, I guess. But yeah, I don't think they've done a hair match before, and I think that's really fun.
Yeah. Babka almost made it to the radiator, and then she did. Good job.
Good job, Babka. Got to work on your...
agility.
Yeah. So you're going to go on Botchamania?
Mm-hmm.
All right, anyway. Moving on, we got a little promo that I honestly was so excited about the Lucha de Apuestas that I didn't pay that much attention to, but there's a promo with the Grizzled Young Vets and Eddie and Ortiz, I believe, was there too, and then Big Bill and Bryan Keith.
Yeah.
It was basically like
they
the Grizzled Young Vets
to like come beat them up.
Yeah, like paid the bounty to the bounty hunter kind of thing. Fine. Okay.
Yeah, so this led to the promise.
Yeah, and so we'll just jump ahead there because the suspense is killing us, right? Then we got a promo where the Rascalz are backstage with Lexi Nair, and they're continuing to offer her weed. Like the Rascalz trying to get Lexi high is very funny.
It's very funny.
And then Eddie strolls in, and he's like, "Oh, you want to go out to the parking lot? Let's all go out to the parking lot. It's going to be a parking lot brawl." The Rascalz are going to be on the side of Eddie and Ortiz versus the Grizzled Young Vets and Big Bill and Bryan Keith. And Eddie goes, "You got to pray to the gods you believe in because I'm taking your souls." And then he goes out to get high with the Rascalz in the parking lot. Very silly. Fun.
Very silly.
Very fun.
I mean, this is the most interest I've had in this burgeoning feud between the Grizzled Young Vets and Eddie and Ortiz.
Same.
And even if it was just going to be those two teams being like, we're gonna do a wacky street fight kind of thing, garage fight, whatever, I'd be like, oh, okay, this is getting more interesting. And a thought I had later about things like the feud that's happening between Orange and Tony and Marina and Yuta.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it seems like all you need to do in wrestling is just have go up to someone and be like, "I don't like the cut of your jib." And then they can just be like, "Well, I quite like my jib, but now that you make me think about it, I don't like yours." And it's like,
I'm not the one who sucks, it's you.
Yeah.
You are the one who sucks.
You suck.
And I'm going to show you that we don't suck and that it is you who sucks.
Let's get in the ring where I will prove to you that you suck and your jib is bad. And I appreciate that, like, okay, I'm saying that about those guys, and I know there's some history they've been building up, but it still kind of boils down to that. And so it kind of makes me appreciate now a little bit more how that's literally what the Grizzled Young Vets seem to have been doing, is just like, we don't like you, Eddie. And we don't like you, Ortiz, now that you're here.
Eddie's like, the fuck is your problem?
Yeah. Like, what? I'm fine. Yeah. And now I'm going to beat you up. I'm like, okay, actually, it's kind of pure.
It's getting more fun. Yeah. It's getting more fun. Because we were kind of like, what is happening here?
Yeah, I think I often want the feuds to be deeper. And it's like, well, at base, they aren't even when they are. So, like, can you just be like,
right, there's
fuck
nothing.
You. Yeah. What? Fuck you.
No, fuck you. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay. Briscoe and Ciampa.
Yes.
TNT Championship.
Yes.
Holy shit. Gotta say about Ciampa, the early 40s, like, he's only 40, I think. That's a weird time.
Yeah, when he first came out on Dynamite, I thought he was like a grizzled old 60-year-old fisherman. And I think
that's his presentation, right? And he does look, and like, if you look closely at him, he doesn't look old.
No.
But
seeing it again, I was
obviously
like,
with the bald head, the gray beard, whatever, but he also has this look like people in Florida get when they just live too much of their time out on a boat. Mm-hmm. You get, I think it's self-tanner. I don't think it's real, but they get this like really leathery look. And so he's got that, and it just has this aging effect, which I'm sure is all part of the, he knows it's part of his presentation. I'm not criticizing.
On seeing more of him, I'm like, okay, no, you look the age that you are. And that said, I still was a little surprised when I looked up and was like, oh, he's literally a year younger than Orange Cassidy. I was like,
right,
what?
Which makes him roughly like almost 2 years younger than me. And I'm like,
You don't look that old.
No. Well, you can't say that because even if I did, you wouldn't be allowed to say that.
I wouldn't be saying that.
But I don't. Anyway, it's all in the presentation, and he looks great. Like, he's rocking it.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
So let's talk about this fucking match. A lot of folks are already saying, "Oh, it's the best match of the year so far." Sure. Yeah. That Psycho Driller move is totally insane. I love how it's clearly very careful the way he's cradling his opponent's head and neck, but it looks crazy.
Yeah.
It looks
when he did
crazy.
When he did it to him on the apron, that was just
nuts. It looks nuts, and it was just a really fun match. I don't like that table spot. For some reason, I had thought that like the rules for the TNT Championship precluded. Right. I think. But that's because we saw Briscoe, like, picking up chairs in past matches, and the commentary's like, oh, if he uses it, he's going to get disqualified.
Yeah.
And he does this thing where he's like, I'm just clapping the chair. I'm really going to sit on it.
Yeah.
So that's why I think I had the impression that you can't use tables or chairs.
The rules are very confusing.
The rules are what we want them to be, I suppose. Yeah.
We've certainly seen matches where like that's not allowed. But then like on the other hand, we know that for example, when Kyle won it off Dustin, that was a full-blown street fight with all the stuff. So it's like it's not like the TNT has to be pure, but yeah,
it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I'm not mad. Holy shit! And Ciampa is the Ciampa.
No, that's Jack Perry. He's the Chomper.
Oh no!
All right. Anyway.
I'm ready for that feud.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot to say about the match. I was kind of just wrapped. There were some excellent moments, and I was shocked that he won.
Were you? I kind of wasn't sure how to feel.
I don't know. I just didn't think. I didn't expect someone who literally showed up this week was going to win a title.
I don't know.
But okay, I didn't think it's not unbelievable. I didn't expect it.
I was a little surprised, but also like I did see a lot of people speculating that this could happen, so I was kind of primed perhaps to think, oh, that's not too outlandish.
Maybe the fact that I haven't spent as much time on Blue Sky this week, I haven't read people's takes as much. What are you saying about me, Adam? I'm saying I'm preoccupied with projects that are fun.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, it was very interesting. We haven't really seen somebody rush in and yoink a championship like that, but I assume stuff like that has happened in AEW.
And so this is where, it's really fun that he's not affiliated with Don Callis family or anybody else.
And with, it was I loved that they shook hands before the match and after the match, and then after the match they hugged, and Briscoe raised his arm up in the air and everything. Do we think he conglomerates?
I was I was thinking it'd be fun if he just turned around and was like, we're buds.
The conglomeration with our friend, the Psycho
Your
Killer.
Your gang looks fun. Yeah, I'm joining.
Speaking of which, I have to say, if I'm ever in a crowd and the crowd starts chanting Psycho Killer, I'm going to be counter-chanting Qu'est-ce
yeah, right?
Like, what? I can't help myself. Sorry.
Fa, fa, fa.
Yeah. Totally. And then at the end of this match, Kyle Fletcher comes to the top of the ramp.
Because he listens to Daddy.
Listening to Daddy, unlike Takeshita, who is presumably not listening to Daddy. Fletcher comes out, he's given a golf clap with like this look on his face, but he's clearly like, my eyes are on you. This feud is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's much more interesting than watching Fletcher and Briscoe have their like 8th match.
Yeah.
So, really enjoyed this. Very much looking forward to seeing more. Don't have a ton to say.
Yeah. I guess this is where I also say I was shocked and surprised that he won it.
Yeah.
I also felt a little sad for Briscoe, and because it just felt like it was a short run. And then I corrected myself later by looking up the runs that have happened, and I was like, oh, so he had it 70 days. Kyle had it like 114 days, but other people have had it less or in that range. It was probably about average.
Yeah, and the TNT belt is kind of more of a hot potato belt.
And it makes more sense to bounce. I mean, you got a lot of mid-carders. They're not all going to be bumping up into the world title scene. So it gives your mid-carder something to fight over.
Yeah, and for me, and now, like, I really do have to take back my bitching that the TNT Championship was being defended on TBS. Because obviously that was just building up to this.
Right.
Which was defended on TNT. Or not defended. The title actually changed hands on TNT. Yeah. So, silly me. Just here being sensitive about women getting sidelined. But,
well, to be fair.
We had a little DCF promo. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Lance Archer's murdering people in the background. Josh Alexander's looking crazy. The only thing I remember was Rocky Romero saying that he was going to be at ringside for the international title match that happened immediately following this promo.
Right.
We had Okada versus Adam Priest. And in case you're wondering why the fuck Adam Priest has a international title shot, which, like, is still a fair question.
I think so.
This happened during Honor Club, Ring of Honor. Adam Priest had a singles match. He won, and then he had this promo with Rocky Romero where Adam said he wanted a shot at the title.
Well, he was strongly hinting and sort of refusing to say it out loud, and then Rocky was like, "Are you trying to?" He was sort of disbelievably fully makes sense to me that he would not believe this was even being suggested.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Are you seriously suggesting you should get a shot for the title?"
And then it winds up being like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I guess the kayfabe reasoning is that Rocky was like orchestrated it. He was just like, yeah, sure. Well, I'm in the Don Callis family. Okada's in the Don Callis family. All right.
Yeah.
Why not, kid?
I'm fine. I mean, Adam Priest, like, I don't have a problem with Adam Priest.
Yeah.
I think Tony Khan is clearly obsessed with him.
He does get a lot of push.
Which I'm not sure I fully like the amount of push he's getting compared to some other people. I don't know that I'm totally signed on with, but that's like, but I digress. He's fine. He's fine. And Okada comes out. He has the belt like in a fancy custom AEW case, and people were like, did they forget the belt?
I was, yeah.
That's probably right. It was some other belt.
Probably, I guess.
It was very funny.
It was funny.
It felt like suitcase vibes or briefcase vibes.
Yeah.
Rocky is on commentary and he's calling out Mox for his Takeshita promo. And then Rocky comes out to quickly attack Adam Priest while Okada is feigning a knee injury.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very charming. This match went on a bit longer than I anticipated because Tony Khan is obsessed with Adam Priest, but it was enjoyable. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it was good.
It was fine. Then we had that Rascalz promo we already talked about, and then we got a little video package about the Men's World Championship title chase situation. We were reminded that Brody has the eliminator match on this Wednesday's Dynamite with a chance for the title shot at Grand Slam Australia. I think Brody should win. It'll be fun. I already said that. Then we get this really sweet little backstage Ciampa promo with Lexi, and his wife and their daughter are there. And it was very sweet. And he's being very cute and weird and like kissed his daughter and kissed his wife and then kissed the belt. Like it was
very weird.
And he's got the camo belt. And that's kind of why I was like, oh, Briscoe's camo belt.
Keep the camo belt. Join the conglomeration. It's not hard to join. You just kind of show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then pass the TNT belt around all the men of the conglomeration.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, I think it makes sense almost at this point. Like, oh, I can see why you wanted to be in AEW. Like, if you want to be a little goofy and fun and positive, then this is the place to do that.
I mean, he's going to have the time of his life. And I'm very happy for him and for his family and all of that. Our main event for Collision is the Women's Tag Team Championship. We have the Babes of Wrath versus the Sisters of Sin. And again, like, I'm not saying... I always talk about people's looks, and that's fine. But it looks like Julia and Sky have both been hitting the self-tanner a little harder than usual. They looked like, we went to Florida. I don't know. Yeah. It's like very, like, okay. All right, goth girls. You're fine. I'm happy that they're all main eventing. And I was a little nervous, like, does this mean the title could change hands?
Right.
I didn't feel ready for that or think it felt appropriate, and it doesn't. But
I'm glad it didn't happen. It's not the right time, I think. But
that backpack senton that they do still kills me. It's very fun.
It's very fun.
And I was thinking, oh, Harley, you have to get a soul food if you want to win, and she does. It's not
right before the win, basically. But,
exactly. It's part of the finishing move.
Yeah.
They win. Thekla runs out to attack. Kris Stat comes in to help. They're all brawling. And then suddenly Penelope and Megan rush in. And I'm going, oh, two more faces are going to run in and they're going to make a big lady grudge match.
Right.
But they don't.
They don't.
And instead, Nigel just calls it the Pentagon of Destruction.
That was good.
Which I really liked. And there's belts lying all over the ring.
Yeah.
And then
it's destruction.
That's it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I don't know. I'm happy to see women main eventing. I need to see that more.
I thought it was a great match. I'm glad it didn't change titles because I feel like it would have been a little cheap to just be like,
that would have been
same
weird.
6 women are basically feuding for a couple months and then the Sisters of Sin win the title. Like, I don't know, just would have been too pat, I guess. Is how I feel. And I think it's also, I want to see more women's action. What we're getting is great. I think the fact that it feels like the men's tag division is heating up so much and there's all these new additions
Yeah.
The part of me that wants to see more women's wrestling almost feels a little resentful. I'm like...
A little bit. Every time they, like, sign all these... For a little while, he was signing only women.
Right.
And it was like, oh, wow. And then he signed a shitload of men.
Right.
And it's like, okay.
And we've got...
Yeah.
I know there's a couple people who've been sidelined, like Queen Aminata.
Yeah.
And I know that, Penelope just came back. And
yep.
I know there's, like, stuff. I want to see more of it. It's like, okay, you sign them, and then they're off on Ring of Honor.
How many weeks are we going to have to watch the Hater Windsor promos before we actually get to see them in action?
Right.
And,
and like
some of it's
when we do, is it just going to be? I don't know. The pattern of only having 1 or 2 women's matches a show kind of means you can just run out like the same couple of tag teams fighting each other for a month.
Yep.
With little payoff, and then eventually maybe, I don't know, it's just not enough.
I'm sure this is all, I'm sure Tony Khan is very into the stats and the ratings and all this stuff. So like, I'm sure that he's doing this in a very calculated way. Like, oh, the people want to see Tony Storm. The people love Willow and Harley. So therefore, I'm going to make sure that like those people are all involved.
Right.
No matter what.
Right.
And I'm always very happy to see all those people, but it does mean that other members of the women's division don't get as much screen time.
Yeah.
And, to a point, I understand, but there's also a point where you have to convince people what they want to see.
Yeah.
Like, people are not always very smart about what they want.
Yeah.
So there's some of that is just like, you have to show us.
Yeah.
What's cool in this division, and not just the people that the fans that are already super, super over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we could get 2 women's tag matches, one of them for a title, shot, and another one that's just like some women doing a tag match.
And not a fucking squash.
Yeah.
That's like,
people
those don't really count. I'm sorry.
And you're building up their relationship. All right. Well,
Okay. Wait. We've talked already like longer than we should be talking about 1 week's worth of stuff. So let's quickly go to Ring of Honor. And then I want to touch on CMLL as well, because we did enjoy Friday's CMLL show. So on Ring of Honor on Thursday, and I realized, my bad, I totally forgot last week about the fact that AEW had canceled the Collision that was in Texas because of the impending storm. And so I was here talking about how the Global Awards event with Metroplex Wrestling was going to be this past week. And without thinking, like, when were they going to film it, dummy?
Right. Right.
So my understanding is they actually did record that, or were planning to record that this past Saturday, and that the event will air this week.
Which will be fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
We had a Women's World Championship Proving Ground match with Athena versus Vert Vixen, which was very fun. Of course,
she looked so cool.
She did. Athena wins, but the minions in training then attacked Vert Vixen after the match, and Hyan and Maya World came in to make the save.
Yep.
Very fun. Let's see. We had this infantry thing with the new gal.
Yeah, at some point in the last couple of weeks on one of the shows, they were in a match, and Carly Bravo went over and like was enwrapped or drawn to some woman on the side who was very tall, and we're all like, who is that?
Tall woman. Yeah.
And they didn't say anything, and so now we're getting the explanation that like he met her in Paris and something like that. And what I really
she's like an athlete and a runway model or whatever.
So it's Christiane Reed is what she goes on by on the indies. I think they're calling her Christiane XO here. And I really liked this promo because he's put in this position of like introducing a fourth to the throuple. Basically, it's like he's like trying to convince Trish and Sean that like she's cool and they should. She wants to be in the family now.
Yeah, I hesitate to even think of them as a throuple because they feel so much like siblings to me.
Yes.
But like Trish is just like making this face the whole time that's like, not in my family.
Yeah. It's very siblings coded. I did not mean to suggest anything,
but Trish is very fun. Yeah. I love her so much, and all the faces she makes.
It was great. They had a lot of fun doing it, and I don't know what that really means.
Right. What does that mean for the infantry? Like, is she joining the infantry? Is she a veteran? Like, what's happening? Yeah. Anyway, Moving on, this is when we had Adam Priest and Tommy Billington each had a singles match, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, Adam Priest against Anthony Henry, and then Tommy Billington against Aaron Solo. I'm not
moved by
not
either
invested.
of those matches, and this whole thing where Tommy and Adam have, I find Tommy's fine. The thing where he comes out to music of Empire, of the British Empire, and and then that Adam Priest is sort of lumped into that and comes out to the same music. And
we talk about this every week, don't we?
Yeah, sorry. Probably. I could be into Tommy maybe more if it just wasn't for the music, but even then I'm not really. You
don't need your fucking uncle's gimmick. Just have your own gimmick. Yeah. Anyway, and that's when we had the promo with Rocky Romero saying, and Adam Priest saying he wanted a shot at Okada.
Yeah.
We did have Katsuyori Shibata show up to defeat JD Drake.
Of all people.
And he also had a bunch of photo ops with Audience Jesus.
Yeah, it was really funny. he was there for Audience Jesus.
He really was.
Yeah.
I'm like, do they go way back? Or I don't know if he and Jesus go way back, or he and that dude.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
I do wonder where they're, which way, Shibata, man. Just because like he's still doing his heel thing now.
He is.
Which was born of the heel turn in the ops, and I'm sure he's having fun. But now that's all just kind of broken up, and it's like,
I like him as a heel, though.
Yeah, it was good. It's fun to see him on Ring of Honor.
And then Maya World and Hyan were up against Lady Bird Monroe and Viva Van. And they got their first win, right?
Woo!
That's their first win.
That was their first win.
And it was so fun and so exciting and a great match. It's all,
and they came out in really cool new like Texas themed gear.
Oh, that's right.
For their win.
Cowgirls.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then the Minions attacked Maya and Hyan after the match. Athena challenged them, and a partner of their choosing to be like in a trios match. For the Global Wars,
yeah.
And then they revealed. Did they reveal during the episode that it was going to be?
I think they did,
Purrazzo,
just before the end of the episode.
And I was just like, dude, there are so many women on this roster.
Yeah.
This is the same problem that we keep having. I'm cool with Deonna Purrazzo, but
I mean, there's a lot of women's action in Ring of Honor, so it's like we
don't need all the same people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like. I like Deonna Purrazzo. But there was just something of like when they were saying who's it going to be, I was just like, oh, it's probably going to be her.
And there's so many people it could be. But then again,
she's being pushed a bunch now, which is fine. She's good. She's got her pure championship. But
if you're Maya and Hyan and you're going up against Athena, Billy, and Diamante, you are new. You probably want a champ with you, right? So it makes sense.
And story-wise, the Minions in training and Athena and all were going after the pure belt and feuding with her, and so we've had some of that recently. It does make narrative sense, yeah.
But when you combine it with the stuff that's going on in the AEW women's division, it did feel a little bit like, okay, Tony is just putting the same people up front all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's fine. I'm looking forward to it. And then we had our main event, and I was like so busy this week that I actually missed the whole card. So when Mascara Dorada came out, I was like, oh!
Nice surprise.
I had no idea. Against Tony Nese of the Premier Athletes, and it was great fun. So yeah, really enjoyed Ring of Honor this week. Looking very much forward to the Global Wars event this coming week. On Friday we caught it Saturday morning, but we watched CMLL Viernes Espectacular. We enjoyed so Claudio Castagnoli versus Shelwa was not the main event, but that was the heavyweight championship open challenge.
Yeah, he was defending his title.
Yes. Unfortunately successfully. But we love Shelwa.
Showed out. He looked great. I love him.
Shelwa.
Hell yeah, Shelwa. He comes out to the surf rock music. I'll probably mention it every time we talk about it because I love it.
Love it.
I really liked, and they've done this a couple of the recent things we've watched, where Claudio got on the mic like in front of the arena with the arena in the background and did a little promo in English, which is very heelish of him to do.
Right, he probably knows enough Spanish.
Yeah, I think he's done it, but and saying he's going to show that the best wrestler in CMLL is from Sweden or whatever. Switzerland. Excuse me.
Adam.
Well, my brain
is not from Mexico, but from Switzerland.
Yes. which
is like such a wonderful way to get the
chef's
whole crowd
kiss.
booing at you.
And then Showa did a little promo as well. And I don't know, I think it strikes me because we haven't really watched enough CMLL for me to confidently know this or state this, but I feel like what we've seen, there aren't promos, and I never really think about it. But then the recent times that AEW crossover talent has come in to do stuff, one of them will do a promo, and then the other person will do, and it's like, but maybe this happens, infrequently enough that it's just normal. But from my point of view, my limited perspective, I'm like, oh, when AEW people show up, then they do a promo because that's like what you do in America. I don't know. I don't know if that's true at all.
I don't know.
It's interesting. I like a little promo. It gives me a little shape, even if you're just saying, "I'm going to show you, I'm the best," and I'm going to show you, I'm the best.
I'm sure there are ways that this partnership with AEW is maybe changing the way CMLL does things, like maybe for better and for worse. I don't know. Like I'm not interested in molding international promotions to be more like American promotions, but I do think it's fun when they do these promos. I just
think it's interesting, and I want please skeet at me if I'm wrong, and they do this every other
they
Saturday
do it all the time.
Yeah.
The biggest treat of the night was probably MXM TV versus Soberano Jr. and the Los Hermanos Chavez, which oh my god, the panties were dropping everywhere. Like the girlies were losing their absolute minds over Soberano, which is very fun. And Aubrey, once again, monopolizing the thirst all week. Aubrey is the ref. Actually, also for the title match, Aubrey did amazing.
With the bow tie look.
Yes. Yeah, Aubrey is amazing. MVP Aubrey. But there was one moment where I guess it was Mansoor who was, they were doing like a pose off.
Mm-hmm.
And Soberano was just like, I'm going to flex. And all the women in the audience just screamed. He just shrugged like, what can I say?
Yeah, it was so perfect.
so stupid. Perfect.
It might have been Johnny TV.
Oh, AKA... you're right. I think it was. Sorry, you mean Johnny Consejo.
Correct. I love that. Just his little like, if I am here, I am Johnny Consejo.
If you guys aren't watching CMLL, you're missing out. It was fun as fuck. It was
great.
We had also a really nice a women's trios match. They call it Australian rules, which I guess is a old timey term for all tag team matches. But I think what it also means here is like it usually means a trios match, but there's like a captain.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting to figure out some of this stuff. But Persephone, Senelli, and Zeuxis together were very fun. Yeah, I don't need to like go through these matches, but we also did get to see Neon is back from injury with Sky Team.
Yeah,
and he got kicked right in the taint by Defunto.
That was a joy.
Thank you, not Defunto. For Neon, it wasn't. But yeah, we're always here to lift up Defunto to the.
And it kind of seemed like the crowd was back to cheering for Mystico or something. I'm not sure. It wasn't.
Kind of did. It wasn't clear to me.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure what we're doing with Mystico in terms of whether we're cheering or booing.
I think where we saw them booing him heavily, though, might have been at one of the other arenas. So I wonder if it also has something to do with who's the audience. If this was more sort of tourists, they might not be in on the.
They might not know that we have to boo Mystico.
Yeah. He came out with a fun red mask over his white mask, and he ripped off.
It's very interesting. The whole how they convey heelishness is a little different, and I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot that I don't yet understand about CMLL, and I'm really enjoying just having it on. Saturday morning, whatever. Good times. We did not have Chilaquiles though. Maybe next week.
We did not.
Maybe next week.
I want to see Defunto v Darby.
That would be very fun.
Get our undead.
Yes. It's like you want to see an undead. You want a Lich King.
Yeah.
Drag him to hell.
Yeah.
Have Darby go to the Dia de Muertos event this year and have him get dragged to the underworld. That would be amazing.
Would be beautiful. That event was so cool. All right.
I know we've been talking a long time. I want to just talk about some local indie stuff just a little bit. There's a couple events that we haven't gotten to watch yet. GCW had a show last night called Crushed, which I only got to watch like the beginning and the end. I look forward to kind of going back. But basically, it's building up to the Jersey J Cup coming up this weekend with so many fun people on the card for those events. We thought about trying to go. I think it's in Jersey City. It's hard when you want to go to every event.
Yeah.
And I'm just really glad that Triller still exists because I need there to be a way for me to watch GCW and House of Glory without feeling like I have to go to all the fucking events, you know? They opened with this nice chaotic group match with Teriyaki and Flying Ryan O'Neal were working together as part of it. And then in the dramatic finish, Teriyaki gets the pin on Flying Ryan. So I'm wondering if you never know with the indies whether like something will develop into a feud or not, or whether it has any meaning, but it was fun. Also in this match were One Called Manders and Man Like Doris. And it always cracks me up because my brain always gets confused. Like they're the two most dissimilar characters in every way, but the naming convention, it makes me my brain like bonk. It makes me laugh.
It's really confusing, honestly.
Man Like Doris, One Called Manders. Anyway, makes me laugh. And then we did get to see, I haven't seen everything in between, but we also went back last night and watched the main event, which was Effie versus Charles Mason.
Yeah.
Very fun. Good. Charles is really getting his mileage out of that fancy new gear.
Yeah.
Which I love that for him. That shit is not cheap. Effie is crashing out.
Yeah. He's having a rough time.
Effie's fine.
I would venture to say he is not fine.
Effie's fine. Effie is crashing out and it's very entertaining. I kind of need to see what is going on with that. They are tonight actually in Queens. Like they're right in Queens and we're not there, but they're doing an event, GCW, I guess JCW in conjunction, but they're the same promo anyway. And Orange Crush have the Superpower Slam, which has a ton of people. It has like Jet Speed versus Megan Bayne and Joey Janela, which like is worth price of admission alone. I think Willow Nightingale is up against Mara Sade. Like there's some really fun
a lot of good stuff.
There's some really fun shit going on in this. There's like a lot of other people that they've announced so many things for this event. But yeah, we're here home and we'll have to catch up on it later, but really fun. And then House of Glory had an event in LA that I believe the event was Friday night, but something happened with the filming and Triller was like, we couldn't do live stream and we're going to release it later.
Unfortunate, yeah.
So they said that it was going to release tonight.
Okay.
Whether we'll get to see it or not, I don't know. But it had the main event, I assume is the main event, was going to be Andrade versus Amazing Red for the first time ever, which sounds really fun. Also, they announced recently that MJF would be defending the AEW belt on February 20th at House of Glory in Queens, which is a part of Queens that's very close to us. And we were like, fuck it, let's go.
Let's go.
So we're going. So that's going to be crazy.
That's going to be fun. So he's defending the AEW world title.
Yeah.
And last we saw Charles Mason at an HOG event was defending his title.
Yeah.
And when he won the defense, Andrade showed up as presumably his next challenger.
Right.
But they're not doing that in LA because he's doing Amazing Red.
Yeah, I don't know what they did I don't know what they wound up doing in LA with that. Like if Mason defended his title against somebody else.
Right.
I would love to see Charles Mason against MJF, but I don't imagine that they would do like title for title because that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Like MJF's not collecting belts on the indies. No. And this isn't really like, I did see a couple really dumb posts on social media, sorry people, but who were like, MJF shouldn't be offering people on the indies title shots because it should like mean something, it should like mean more than that. It's like, but these aren't real title shots. These are exhibition matches.
Yeah.
They're not Charles
really
Mason or Alec Price or whoever is not winning the fucking AEW World Championship on the indies.
As while I'm watching the match, I'm like, yeah, you get it, Alec.
Of course. Like, it's fun to cheer for that, but you know it's not happening, right? It's an exhibition match. It's a good faith, like AEW ambassadorship to the world kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just like what this national belt is like supposed to be.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that there's, it almost sounds like there's going to be more of MJF defending the world title than Ricochet defending the national title.
But I mean, Ricochet's been getting around a bit more than we're giving him credit for, but still, it is very interesting to see MJF. That's going to be a crazy weekend. So House of Glory is in Queens. MJF's now going to be defending his title there. I think it's the next day. That's the toy show that Chuck Taylor's going to. I'm like,
among a couple of other people, but
and a bunch of a ton of other people. But like, it's weird that Chuck Taylor's going because he doesn't go to these things.
Yeah, it's weird.
And so I'm like, how many other people are showing up to New York events that weekend? Right. What are we doing?
Well, I guess, I mean, if MJF is showing up, and I guess I would presume Andrade would show up. I would presume MJF.
Andrade is already booked for the show.
Right. So yeah.
So we don't know. Yeah, I can't imagine he's defending his title against Andrade. No,
I wouldn't. I mean, because that's a different. It would be very weird to have two AEW people just fight each other.
Yeah, that would be dumb.
It doesn't make. No, I'm thinking it feels more in line with the Limitless thing, where we had him do the defense, but we also had Eddie and Ortiz show up and Hook show up, right?
Yeah.
MJF does a defense, Andrade does a thing, probably the thing with Charles Mason. Something else happens, like. A little bit of a mix.
Yeah. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to like
Taylor comes out and reveals that he's been the big heel behind everyone in AEW all along.
Yeah.
Secret heel manager.
Sure.
Anyway.
And he's challenging for the House of Glory belt.
Yep.
Like what? Anyway, looking forward to that.
Andrade loses and he looks at Charles Mason and says, "I'm next."
Holy shit.
Okay. I need to go to bed.
This has been going on too long. Adam, should we have a little cat update? Because last week we talked about bringing the two neighborhood cats in to shelter from the snowstorm.
Sure. Well, Tilly and Nacho, who we've been
we've named them that a long time ago.
They've been in our backyard for the past 3 years, and this winter storm was the shove we needed to just bring them inside.
Yeah.
We're keeping them separated from our other two cats, Malcolm and Bobka.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they're very much just chilling out. They've got the run of the basement and the kitchen. And
they're not mad about it at all.
Tilly is spending all her time lounging in a tiny little box.
She loves it.
Just fits her body just right.
Yep.
Nacho is mostly hiding in the basement. He's more of a scaredy cat. Yeah, we're going to get them the vet care they need and all that.
Yeah, they're probably just going to stay in the house.
Yeah, it's going to be a little while before they can fully mingle all over, but it's going to happen now.
Lots of cats. You're going to have more cats interrupting your favorite podcast.
Yep.
And we have a bean of the week, sort of.
What's the bean of the week?
It's not really a bean, I guess. I don't technically know the explanation for this, but black-eyed peas. The legume of the week is black-eyed peas. I made a black-eyed pea soup with turkey and kale, and just kept it kind of simple, and just wanted to make something simple and good.
It was perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty good. A little lemon at the end, real nice.
Little zing.
Plenty of seasoning. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining us. This has been another episode of Chatter Machine. Please find us on Blue Sky, Instagram at Chatter Machine, or email us at chattermachine@gmail.com. Kindly like it, subscribe, and tell us you love us wherever you get your podcasts, including YouTube. Our theme music is by Sasha Enda on a Creative Commons license. For details on that, please check out the show notes.
Show notes.
It's time for bed. Adam, go to bed.
Okay. Bye everyone.